Doing a little bit better with the eyes. This left one is not quite so painful, but I'm taking these drops every 4 hours, 2 drops in each eye. And that's really helping. And today's my first full day, so I'm trying to not go out until tomorrow, which is okay. Hopefully, I will do a that apartment like showing of my full apartment and what it looks like video. Um, sorry about the later tonight, or have it for you tomorrow. I This is not my blog entry 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. This is my blog entry number 10. In a row, I'm doing really well. I'm not in as much pain today, so I'm not feeling wanting to, as much of not wanting to do a video for you all. I know I did a really short one. I didn't say much yesterday because of that. My boy guinea pigs might be going to a new home, a place that they will be cared for until the person's ready to take them that has been a victim of fire, which is very unfortunate. And there's been a lot of fires in the Hamilton area, and people, you really, 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 really need to keep an eye on checking your smoke detectors and having a escape plan for everyone in your home from the age of 0 to the age of 100 or more. You need, and for each person's capabilities. Speaking on fire detectors first, if they're battery operated, you need to regularly check the battery and make sure that it's working, because every second counts when you're dealing with a fire. Every second counts that you of where it could save yours or those that you love or your pets lives. If it's an electric one like I have here in my apartment over here, it is, and it's connected into my electric. Now, the building tests them pretty much once a month. And if not, it's every second month. But it's usually once a month. For a short time, you hear a really loud blaring over that when they test it, but it's worth it to make sure that the fire alarms are working. Now, another reason I know that mine has been working is because in the summer, and then later, um, uh, in December, it happened again once. But in the summer, when they kept going off, and they had to figure that out, and it turned out that it was the humidity setting off it in the one area, so they had to figure out a way to make it less humid in that area. Now, they as well have figured out where they can take and get different things taken care of, such as making sure that they check them all the time. We get annual inspections in our apartments to make sure that there's full access in that, which is good. But you want to be on top of it, even if you live in an apartment building, not in a house. But even if you live in a house, it doesn't matter where you live. You want smoke detectors. And if they do not have them, working smoke detectors, which is law, and you need them on every level, your basement, your main level, and a second floor. And if you have a third floor, and if you have an attic, in your attic, you need detectors on every level. And you need them all to be working and checked regularly. And keep changing the batteries and checking them to make sure they're working. You want to have fire extinguishers so that if something does happen, you can deal with that. You want to have a safety plan. If you're a single parent and you have a child that's 5 or under, what is your child if they're 2, 3, 4, or 5? What are they capable of? Is your 5-year-old capable of getting to you if they're on the other side of the house? You need to make sure that you can get to your child or children and get them out safely and have a plan. And even your older children, 10, 11, 9, 8, 7, 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and up. You want to make sure that each individual in your house, especially children that are able and to understand in that, teach them. Like for me, if I had children in this apartment, which is a small 1 bedroom, which I wouldn't want children in here because it's enough for a one person, but that's about it. But I would, if I had to for time being, I would teach the child that any individual, like even if I had a partner, I'd teach them. You got to keep the back door clear because that's one exit. And you can get out and away safely. Other than that, there's the front apartment door. And out of there, right when you go out, if I turn this way, there's an exit there that I can get out. Or go down the hall. If I can't get out there, go down the hall. And there's an exit down through the back, and there's the front exit. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 exits just that I have access to. Now, I also have it so that individuals know, like the fire department and that know, that if there is a fire alarm in my building, they know that my unit, because I'm mobility impaired, I'm legally blind, and I use a power wheelchair, that they come and help me get out. Then I have my animals to make sure that I can get them out. I'm hopefully soon going to have just 2 cats and 2 guinea pigs. Now, I need to think about things because for me, I not only do I use a power wheelchair, I use a hospital bed. So I have to be able to get out of that bed, into my wheelchair, and out of this apartment. And be able to get my animals out. Then I have to think about things like my. Hold on a sec. Sorry. Like my guinea pigs and my 2 cats. And things like important papers. Which, the important papers, you can get papers again. Most things for that, because Papers are papers, items are items. You can't replace the lives of yourself, the individuals in your apartment or house, your animals, living, breathing creatures. Everything else can be replaced. A TV can be replaced. Posters, stickers, photos. You may not be able to get photos of certain people again, but you have that memory, and other family members may have copies of those photos that you can get copies from, because it's not worth losing your life or a loved one's life to try and save a photo or an item. But you need to do things to protect yourself and those you care about. You live in a house, you've got neighboring houses that if that something happens there, a fire or that, the fire, it can come to your place. It spreads really quick. You need working fire detectors, fire extinguishers, safety plans. If you're smoking, don't be dumb about smoking. If you're tired, don't smoke until you're awake. You shouldn't smoke in bed. You shouldn't smoke um, where you don't have an ashtray or something that you can put it out should it drop on the ground or that. You should make sure there's no papers or anything around so that if it does, you can get it out before a fire starts. I personally don't smoke and I don't allow smoking in my apartment, my home, but that doesn't mean other people don't smoke. It's a legal thing. And if you're going to cook, stay with your cooking. Attend to it. Don't leave your cooking. Sorry. Don't leave your cooking unattended. That's when things happen. I have known an individual when I was younger, fair bit younger, that left grease to warm up on the stove and just left and ended up forgetting it. And it started a grease fire. Or you leave it unattended, that's when you're going to forget it. Or you could burn it. You could fall asleep. You could turn around and leave and forget that it's on. Or like me, I am legally blind. I, instead of taking things, now I take things right off the stove when they're done. Because I was cooking, thank God there was no harm done, no fire, no nothing. But I was making hard-boiled eggs. And when the time was done, I had set an alarm, and when it was done, I thought I turned them off. But I turned it to maximum. I went out, and I lived in the basement of a house. So it could have affected a family, a man and his wife, and their two kids, two young kids. And if that had started a fire, that could have not only harmed me or my cat that I had at the time, but it could have harmed the couple and their two kids. And it would have been because I thought that I turned the hard-boiled eggs off, and I didn't. If I had taken that pot off the burner, even put it on one of the other burners that hadn't been used, then that would not have done that. And I was lucky. I had this really good pot from Starfrit that I got, this pot set. And the pot, the water all boiled out, and the eggs were pretty much cracking and didn't explode or anything, but they were making noise. And all the water had boiled out. There's no way I ate these eggs. I put them in a bowl a glass bowl so it didn't melt it if it was plastic, and I put water in it and I put a lid over it to cold water, and that so I could cool them down before I got rid of them. I had to do this to cool them down. But then after I let that pot completely cool, it was a non-stick. It still wiped clean easily and quickly. It does not smell burned. Anything I cook in it, from noodles to craft dinner to whatever, nothing that I've cooked in it since tastes burnt or burns or sticks. It still doesn't stick. I am so glad, and I will be sad when I do not no longer have that pot set. I'd love to get more pots like that. I turned around and I learned my lesson from that, but now I'm hearing so much about people that, not only unfortunately people that have lost their lives in fires, some of which could have been prevented, but there's a lot in this Hamilton area. And these are 50, 40, 47% of at this one time in the last 3 or 4 years fires, the deaths could have been prevented because seconds count. Fire detectors make you safer. Working fire detectors, they really, really, really do help. And I don't want to see me or anyone else lose their loved one or a pet or their belongings due to fire. Come on, everybody. Let's work together and take it upon ourselves to remind each other when you're talking to a friend or a family member. If everyone talks to each other and says, "Did you check your fire alarms recently?" No. Okay, check them and let me know when you've checked them. Have you? Yes. Okay. And then they ask the next person, and then it'll go around. Keep doing that. Even if, like, you go into the store and you buy something, say to the cashier, don't forget to check your smoke detectors. Make sure your smoke detectors are working. Have a good day. If we all do that kind of thing and we all work together, it will make it better and hopefully save lives of people and animals and save the heartache that so many are going through and have gone through, losing their pets or their loved ones. Children, adults, pets. It's senseless when a fire detector and or and a fire extinguisher and fire safety plans could have helped prevent those tragedies.
You know what's going on at Canada's
Forgive me.
Popeyes? Here's a hint. Needed.
These things could have been prevented. And if we can prevent even one death, I'm not going to call them senseless, but if we can prevent one death, soon enough it'll be we've prevented 2 deaths, 3 deaths, 4 deaths, 5 or more. Please, everyone, try and help prevent death. Make sure your smoke alarms are working. Have a fire safety plan. Even make sure the babysitters, if you're parents, know. Animal that your animal sitters know what to do in case of a fire. Be prepared. Have more than one safety plan if you need. Please, everyone, be safe and remember, have working fire detectors, smoke detectors. Be safe. If you're not sure of what the safety laws are for smoke detectors and that, call your local fire department. They'll be happy to tell you what you're supposed to have, and then you can go through your checklist. All right. My eyes are starting to get itchy and bug me. Peace out and be safe, everyone. Protect yourselves from fire. It can be the best thing you ever do. Bye.